This is Gaviolus. This is his jailer, and they go way back. They go back 20 years to avenging the Battle of Teutoburg, which I won't go into now. But Gaviolus, he's Severinus' old comrade in arms, but now his jailer. He tries to ease the old soldier's final hours with his personal brand of sophistry. Severinus, ever fancy us warrior types equate our weapons with our phalloid? Nah, me neither, not really. However, a limb's more a limb when there's fear of losing it. So mostly it be just to stay Timor's tremors. More sought to make any hick plebe feel the wit, like he's Lucretius weighing out nature one to the other, each with extension in space in common, mimicking the other in some things, and at disputation otherwise. Holding hence his pilot, the stick of death, and his prick, the stick of life. One open at the eye, open to birth, the other closed to that letter and lot, beat shut, point to void. And fancy these Jew fucks, what bony prick from ruddy scabbard, what already drawn be took proper for a wank. Or take the Hydra, 100 heads, yet but one cunny. Passes the time thinking on the like, stuck down here underground all day, watching the likes of you quake and gag their own cess before you go to the circus on Skull Hill. Thinking on such I feel daedal, like a poet, like Cinna or Petronius. Puts me in mind of them actors at the pulpitum and all their dick jokes. Get a bit boff thinking how us law and order types go round with this extra appendage always at the ready, always engorged, next plurus vitae, more focused to its purpose than the living flesh, cold what wears down its employ, like me cup of hot wine left on the sill. That's what we're engaged in this empire this day, sapping the life from the world with our hot trams and a cold steel, putting the word down like a rat horse what we rode to froth and slough, the imperial breeder what sallies all his stock into one seed. I know, makes sense, Gaviolus, at least of what marked our limit, but I be bored in this darkness, and you need a distract from the flawless night what awaits you. At least you come to your place in this august order. Now us mortals know about Severinus, know what Jove knew, but it be your limp body a sandbag and all this death a burn for your toddlies to recline and watch this starry inferno emit the gods. And Sev, don't fret this life, and don't bide what might have been. Within order's arete we all fuck up, and calculation is decline, and this dust up with the cheap cult rubbed a little heat against oblivion. See the shit I learned from that Sibylline poet we burned last equinox, last feast day of the infanticide? Tell I'm certain that's not how it rattles around in the collective memory of all kite charges. But them Greeks, they be real skull fucks. 6 years in Athens, and see how all went native, taking up the technical aspect of a problem, Pythagoras, Inotio, Tiberius, Gaviolus. Here to steady a old comrade, like I calm the lads under the saw at Teutoburg. Listen, son, this'll only sting a bit. Think of pussy, or your mum, or your mum's pussy. And when they laugh, hold tight, Sergeant, not cut! And Trepan, steady as she goes, boozed up too. But many a boy could count to 5 when I got through, and that'd be a sight harder than some going in. And fuck Rome. Rome is just a pale show from whence us bits and parts were made to go. From your recent cameo at the proscenium to the pulpitum at the Oleum Tolitor, you have progressed one night's march to the empire of harmonious lassitude where the stones fit as one. Got word from my dear Savannah, died back in Regium. Got word, me dear Savannah, died back in Regium, bit by a viper. So's I took me a little bitch from Bethlehem what can cook, such that I'll not sprout these rings of Saturn. Me eldest boy, Archie, I heard, was killed at the edge of the world. Not a full year in the ranks. Head stoved in, bald, naked blue man, with his pecker hanging out, or that's the telling. Dead washed up against the Ouroboros, we be but a hop, skip, and a jump from Avernus. He was a fuzzy-headed little Republican, Archie was, and for more than cheap probably got what he deserved. For our first delusions determine our last.